opportunity to discuss on electronic platforms like IU information utility for a CoC meeting and what are the global best practices with regard to adoption of technology, particularly in IBC code like that. So today up to 6 o'clock our class will be there and 4:30 to 4:40 we will break for tea. After that I will continue up to 6 o'clock. Now coming to that is electronic platform for information utility and CoC meetings I will cover and the global best practices, particularly insolvency digitalization. Today, very digitalization and banking full of digitalization, no paperwork and all are through wire transactions only. And core banking or alternative delivery channels like ATM or internet banking or mobile banking, all are digitalized. In the coming days also, for taking the loan also, you need not visit to the bank branches. The day will come. Why? Because the pre-approved loans already in work. Banks are sanctioning pre-approved loans without any documentation, without any customer interaction. And based on the historical data of the customer, whether it may be the deposits or the earlier taken loans pattern and repayment, and what are the digital platforms that are required to sanction a loan, all these things verified by business rule engine. Banks are adopting business rule engines, BRE. So once I have given the basic data in the business rules engine, it travels or it touches all the electronic servers of a different organization and give a status report of the customer, the proposed customer, the prospective customer, the prospective borrower. The basic information for every borrower is the PAN number, Aadhaar number, the cell number, or the email address, or the date of birth, etc. Once I have fed into the computer, it will take 1 hour. It will go to different servers, and whatever the relevant data is there, it is populated, and final decision the computer will do. Today, everywhere, artificial intelligence. If at all you involved in the process of AI tools, it is interesting and it gives a lot of satisfaction. Okay, sometimes the errors are inevitable. As a human being, also, whenever we are preparing the financial statements or any letters, the errors is common. But in the computer system, the AI is recently introduced. And in the coming days, definitely the errors will minimize and the quality will also improve. In the coming days, particularly the IPs should be a digital IPs are required, RPs, resolution professions that are required in the country to resolve the IBC cases. Now coming to the particular electronic platform for information utilities. As you know very well, the code is there for information utility. The registration process is there. The minimum capital, all these things, everybody knows about all these things. And today, every loans, whenever we have sanctioned, immediately that is recorded in information utility by default. And in Bangalore, Chennai, the IU offices are there, even though the head office is located at Bombay, and the IU offices, information utility offices. So daily there are mass data of all banks, the new as well as old, the data is captured in their systems. Captured means not simply loading into their servers, because authentication and all these things are required. The authentication from the borrower, like If you see the particularly charge creation and the company sector, section 77. So once the borrower company has taken a loan from the bank, we have to create the charge. At the same time, the customer approval, the company approval is also required. So like that, all loans in a phased manner, it will updated or entered in the information utility. In the coming days, particularly once the IBC is introduced, the individual insolvency resolution process, particularly for individuals as well as sole traders. As on this individual insolvency resolution process is there for a personal guarantor to corporate debtor. In the coming days, the if IBC introduce individuals as well as sole traders, if at all they have taken loan, that cases are to be filed with the DRT, DRAT, and the Supreme Court of India. So that particular wing is not yet opened. Once the rules and regulations or code are defined, definitely in the coming days, the demand will also be created to the insolvency professions. The electronic forms, particularly the information like National E-Governance Services, NESL, serve as a digital repository of the debt across the country. Whoever is giving financial creditors, their loans are updated in IOS. That is National E-Governance Services Limited, NESL. The claim information, particularly whenever the claims are made, that claim information is also available in NESL. Verifying, they will verify, they will storing the data and provide a crucial undisputed information. At the time of entering the information in the IO, that is a final. In future, whoever is there adjudicating authority, whether the DRT or the DRAT or the NCA, the National Complaint Law Board, NCLT or NCLAT or Honorable Supreme Court of India in the future, if they want to verify the documents through information utility only, thereby the paperwork will be reduced and instant additions will happen. And once it is undisputed, the document, because once the loan is taken and we have informed the information utility, they will cross check with the particular borrower and based on his the authentication only, that is final. Anyhow, the documents and all these things are there. So the undisputed information for insolvency resolution process. These platforms facilitate rapid formation of a committee of creditors. Today, to committee of creditors, the financial creditors list is required. Once it is required, whatever the claims are submitted by them, all claims we have to segregate the operational creditor, the class of creditor, or the financial creditor, or some people they are both operational as well as financial creditor also. And this segregation, and after that only, whoever is the financial creditor, then we will take into consideration and we will inform to the adjudicating authority for formation of the committee of creditors based on the claims submitted by the financial creditors. And the service of resolution plan providing digital, secure, end-to-end digitization services for various stakeholders, including insolvency professions, corporate data, and the committee of members. Tomorrow, particularly in the coming days, rapid formation of the CoC is possible once it is digitalized. Earlier, particularly in the banking transactions, to get the cash, to withdraw the cash from your account, a minimum of 20 minutes is taken by the bank to complete that process. Today, with the help of UPI payments, QR code, you are catching the QR, sending the amount within a fraction of a minute, almost 1/4 of the minute. So in the coming days also, CoC formation is also very, very, very easy. All claims are all data, operation creators or financial creators, all records are available in information utility. Okay, for the particular procedural sake, we are giving the public announcement, but total data is available in the information utility. Functionalities. What are the functionalities of the information utility? Credit and contract deposit. Once the loans are taken, the borrower and the banker or the financial creditor, they will execute the agreement as per Indian Contract Act or particularly Transfer of Property Act or different acts. IU shows the financial and contract information acting as a digital bank of such data. All contracts, all the financial loans or advances, all available in information. That's why it is called as a digital bank. Digital bank of a financial transaction. The IU, the information utility. Information submission. Financial and operational data submission information about the debt and claims to IU. So the financial creditors and operational creditors submit information about the debt and claims to the IU only. Then it is easy. Otherwise, whenever the IPs are issuing the public announcement, some of the operational creditors they are submitted their information physically by post. Lot of bundles of papers and all these things. Even whenever I am visiting to NCLT and the court hall is completely full of paper, bundles, that case, this case, that case, this case, bundles, because there is no space for them to preserve all these records in cupboards and safe. But today, on account of various issues, the NCLTs, particularly the courtrooms, are also flooded with paper in the coming days. No question of paperwork. Even today, the financial institutions, no paperwork. All are digitalized. So the information submission, authentic and verification. Once the information is submitted, that is not finalized. The both parties are to be agreed. The both parties are to be authenticated that information through their digital signatures. Then only the information is authentic. The information submitted is verified and authenticated by all parties involved in the data, whether it is the guarantors or the borrowers or whoever is there, the lenders, all are to be accepted, authenticated, then only it is a final record. Till such a time, it is not a final record. So the information submitted is verified and authenticated by all parties involved in the date and evidence of proof. This is the final evidence. Once authenticated, verified and authenticated, that is the final evidence. The authenticated information serves as a conclusive piece of evidence. So there is no dispute at all. Once the information provided by the information utility, that is final. No question of dispute. And reducing the need of a further proof in legal process, particularly in the courts. If arguments for and against is there about the amount, about the contract, whatever the information provided by the information utility, that is final. And facilitate a quick resolution of insolvency. Today, no, sir, I have not taken the loan and I have taken less amount or I have not agreed for that much rate of interest, this much rate of interest and equated monthly installment. All these things are the repetitive nature and thereby time consuming process. Once the information utility provided the information, that is ultimate, that is final. There is no other proof other than the information utility. That is a final legal process proof. Digital communication. IO act as a two-way communication between the creator and debtor for the submission and authentication of information. So simply the financial creator, whatever the documents are there, that is uploaded, that is not correct unless until whether the borrower is taken that loan or not. He has also approved, he has also authenticated. Then only it is a final one. Till such time it is not a final one. So that's why the debtor and the creditor for the submission and authentication of information that is required. That's why the judiciary authority also taken that document as a final document, that document as a evidence for the contract. But a role in CoC meeting and resolution. What is the role in CoC meeting? Okay, digitalization is there. And what is the role in a CoC meeting? Swift CoC formation. IOC allows swift identification of creditors and a rapid establishment. Today, the information, if at all you started collected, then time is very, very important. Some people they may submit immediately. Some people they may not submit immediately. Some people without proof. Some people wrong information. Some people fraudulent the claims. All these things it takes a lot of time for verification cross check. Okay, I wish to verify with the books available with the company. Once the company is in insolvent and the books are or the records are not readily available, and some of the books and records the corporate debtor may destroy also. So in that case, my I am depending on only the information, only the information. So that's why the swift identification of the creditor and a rapid establishment. So today, whenever I am going particularly to handle the CIRP cases, first I will go to the company. Then I will ask the systems administrator. I will ask the systems administrator. Who is the systems administrator in this company? Once the CIRP started and some of the function is they may delete the records also and backups where it is available. Today, the registers are not available, the books are not available, the vouchers are not available, all are digitalized. Then it will be a big problem. So that's why some people are the fraudulent activity. So once the CARP is there, I don't want to cooperate, I don't want to provide any information to the IRP or RP like that. So they will destroy the first the records, the data that is available in RAM, random access memory. So straight away go to the systems room and whatever the user IDs and whatever the passwords are there, first you block it with the help of systems administrator. Then nobody will touch the system. Nobody, even though they are ready to access, system will not accept. So that's why, in the particularly in during CARP, this type of incidents may be there. To avoid that one, the next once I completed the system job, then only I will go to the bank and stop the operations and whatever my role is, that my signature and all these things I will give to the bank, and today onwards I will operate the particular account, whatever the working capital account, whatever the current account are there with the bank. So that's why these two are very, very important. First and foremost, after reporting to the company, first who is the technology department, IT department, and how many users are there to access the system, what are their rights, first you block it. Then based on the need approach, you allow them. Based on the need approach, you allow them. Otherwise, it is very difficult if they destroyed the information. Because every company full of digitalization, digitalization. So swift formation is possible and digital platforms for CoC. The platform provided by IU digitize corporate insolvency and offer secure digital environment for CoC members to access information. To access information. So here the paperwork is reduced to a large extent. If at all IP submitted, these are the financial creditors. Today he is submitting the paperwork to the adjudicating authority, to the CoC members. In future, he will provide only the link. In the link also, whoever eligibility is a financial creditor, their percentages all are available in the electronic form. Then there is no need to send, there is no need to provide the physical records to the CoC as well as adjudicating authority. Transparency and security. The platforms ensure confidentiality and security. So IU, it is not accessible to everybody. Only the CoC member CoC, the resolution CoC members, the RP, as well as to the adjudicating authority. That too, restricted rights. If they want to enter into others, it is not allowed. And whatever the level, up to that level only, the access will be there. So that's why the transparency and security. The platforms ensure confidentiality because IU and that information known to the person who is accessing that one. Tomorrow, this person is revealed to others. This information is particularly revealed to others. The concerned person is those who are having rights to access that information, the same person. Otherwise, generally, the IU will be restricted to each and every person separately. The rights are also there. So the platform ensures confidentiality and security and sensitive documents, valuation reports, resolution plans. In the coming days, particularly the valuation reports are to be uploaded and sensitive documents. So today, if at all physical documents are with you, then it will be a problem. The white ants, the white ants destroy the papers, or sometimes every the quarter you have to use the spraying of the chemical on the paper. Otherwise, it may destroy also. If at all any rain and the cold is there, then automatically that's why the good sources to preserve your records is none other than information utility. And you can access your information from through tab or through mobile or through desktop, etc., etc. Streamline process. The digitalization by iOS help streamline the entire insolvency resolution, making it a quicker and smoother. No disputes. Once the data, the particular creditor is submitted the information, and whatever the information recorded in the IU, that only we will take. Remaining we will reject based on and we will make the comment. Please refer the IU, the information you authenticated, and we will send back that information. Whatever the excess amount is there, that is that queries are easy to address by the resolution professionals. Key platform example of the NESL. The key platform example of NESL. What is that one? Registered IU. NESL is services first information utility registered and IBPI. And this is the first IU only in India. So far, only one IU is there. IPS are also ICSI, ICAI, ICMEI, three are there. Only one IU is there. That is, this is the first information utility registered with IBPI. And the user access. All users, including creators, dators, can register on the platform using Aadhaar OTP or digital signature for authentication. Whenever the eligible people are there, they have to register with IES and with the Aadhaar number or a digital signature. Then only authentication is possible. Then only they will retrieve the information, whatever the relevant information to that particular creator, whether it is a operation or financial. He is need not access the other records, only to that extent only. That riders are there in the information utility. Evidence of debt. Though IU is the record of default can be filed electronically by the creators and serves as a strong piece of evidence. So once the debtor and the creditor authenticated and approved that one, that is a electronically it is a final by the creditor and serves as a strong piece of evidence. And normally 99.99%, the judiciary authority will approve the information utility, the debt only, not beyond 1 rupee, beyond that amount. And PDA plus plus service, personal digital assistance. That functionality is also available in information utility. NESL offers PDA plus plus services for end-to-end digitalization of the CAR. This personal digital assistant that I will give in detail about PDA, the personal digital assistants. Today, if at all date-wise calendar you have adopted in NESL, on the day morning onwards, it will remind today at about 3 o'clock, the CoC meeting is there. Today, you have to submit the particular, the meeting, not only meeting, the last date for valuation, last date for the forensic audit, and a last date for identification of transactions. All these things, a PDA plus plus service is also available in NESL. So the National E-Governance Services Limited offers PDA plus plus services for an end-to-end digitalization of the CARP. What is a personal digital assistant? We will discuss in detail. What is a personal assistant? The PDA services refers the capability and functions offered by a personal digital assistant. He will provide the data. Suppose take for example, the ICSI IIP, they have sent today from 3 to 6 o'clock and they made it in the calendar. They made it in Microsoft Calendar or Google. So morning at about 1 o'clock onwards, today 3 to 6 messages are coming in my mobile. 3 to 6, the class is there. The class is there. So the personal digital service assistant services like that for because the model timelines are there. You can map, then it gives lot of comfort to you. It will remind once it is open, then automatically the information will be populated. Today, throughout 3 to 6 o'clock, the classes. The PDA services refer, but in CIRP that is must. Why? Because the planning is required. CIRP is a one project. The project to be completed within 180 days, if possible, before 180 days. And if at all are scheduled in PDA, then definitely you will get 2 days before or 1 day before or 1 week before or 1 month before. If you map it in that particular PDA, it will remind you or daily unless until that activity is over. Remind daily means it will give daily. So number of functionalities are there. That functionality to be utilized by the IPS. Today, most of the IPS they are using the pads or the particularly mobiles, smartphones. All these things are there. So even in the smartphones, that functionality is available. The PDA service, the capability and functions offered by the personal digital assistant. Your assistant, he is telling, sir, your secretary, he is as good as your secretary. Sir, today the CoC meeting at so and so place, so and so, like that. If at all you map that PDA assistant, good results will happen. But in CIRP, that is required. The calendar of events, the model timelines, if at all you map it suitably by mentioning all the relevant information, then automatically message will be populated. Then you can complete that task, then smooth sailing will happen. So handle device and combines computing, communication, organization, futures, all these things. But my request is verify the PDA services. Before advent of smartphones, these devices were popular for managing personal information. Even in banks also, we use it to prepare daily list. Daily list. If at all we are going to that particular today's date, then what are the events to be completed by you? This daily list, 1 month back or 2 months back or 6 months back, we will direct on that particular day, we will open that page. Definitely today you have to attend all these things. The PDA is earlier only in physical format. Now it is digitalized. This device is popularly for managing personal information, such as scheduling, taking notes, storing contracts, and even browsing on websites. So all these things are there in the PDA. They served as a mobile personal information managers and the predecessors to modern smartphones, integrating features like calendars, task list, and sometimes wireless connectivity also. Even at about 3:30, the alarm is also one type of a PDA. Morning 3 o'clock, if you put alarm in the smartphone, by 3:30 it will start. And if you stop after 5 minutes again, it will start. And okay, second time the calling is also happening. So that type of innovative futures, if you adopted, then your the CIRP process will be completed in a time scheduled manner. The key features of the PDA services are personal organization, managing calendars, your appointments, your task list, and reminders also. So habituated the PDS, that is very much required for the professionals. Today, what are the activities to be completed? Today, I have to interact with the valuer and I have to send one reminder to him. Or if at all I want the forensic auditor and I have to interact with these four people, their cell numbers, all these events. What are the CIRP events or liquidation events or the individual insolvency for personal guarantor to corporate debtor or the voluntary liquidation, whatever the PPIRP, whatever the products that are defined and you acted as a IP for that product of IBBI, the PDA is very, very useful. Information management, storing and accessing contact information, notes and other personal data also. And you can stretch the effort of some information to be added, you can load that information also in PDA and productivity issues. The basic software file management and document creation. This is the best tool for the professions. Planning, time management. These two are very, very important in a CIRP process. Planning, time management. The planning and time management with the assistance of a PDA is possible. You need not take the services of the secretary. Secretary is not required. Personal secretary. He may tell, he may have forgotten also. Today, even personal secretaries also, they are using the PDA and they on scheduled time, They are informing to the boss, sir, this is the right time to attend for CoC meeting. Sir, this is the right time to go to that particular meet the financial creditor, or it is the right tomorrow by 9:30. Our case is with NCLT hearing time. All these things. The basic communication, the basic connectivity features like web browsing and sometimes email and fax also. This functionality is also available. Some of the PDS, strong, powerful PDS, automatically this message to this email on that particular time, it is nothing but standing instructions. In particularly in the banks also, standing instructions are there. In the internet banking, every month, 5 o'clock, the fifth, you send 10,000 to that particular person. The system will send that amount on that particular date, particular time by 8 o'clock sharp morning. Or at the end of the evening, that is 12 o'clock, whatever the standing instructions are there on the next day, at about 12 o'clock, all will be executed. Synchronization, the ability of sync data with a personal computer. You can synchronization with the whatever the PDA is there, you can synchronize with your personal computer also. And IO systems can advantages to the insolvency resolution profession, as it plays a very important role to make a greater ecosystem using information technology and bring a transparency in the insolvency and the bankruptcy process, thereby making the resolution process quickly and smoothly. That is happening. The IO system can be advantageous because once the what are the various functionalities that are available, the documents are also available. The videos are also available. You please go through that one. And what are the how I have to use that functionality of IO in my day-to-day CARP process or liquidation process or PPIRP process or IIRP process, a personal guarantor to corporate data, like that you can because earlier, particularly the IOs are IO, they are giving every month 2 to 3 times free online webinars. Free online webinars. They don't charge anything. And the experts, this functionality is useful for you. This functionality gives this one like that. Every menu they live also they showed that one. And if at all you made a request to the ICSI IIP, they will arrange also, in my personal opinion. Definitely the live, if you will see what are the functionality, how the functionality is useful in my IP professional way, all these things. And evaluation contest of PDs. And PDs are prevalent in 1990s, early 2000, with a device like Apple, Newton, and early examples. So this is not today's device. And earlier, it is a PDS 1990. Today, it is one more functionality added to the smartphones. And they were eventually largely replaced with the smartphones with integrated similar PDA functions along with the advanced cellular and internet capabilities. All these things are there. So the advanced features of PDA is very, very useful. While less common now, the core functions of a PDS are continuing in modern mobile phone devices. Today, whatever the Apple, whatever the ordinary phones, smartphones are there, the PDS, every PDA it is available. Every cell phone it is a PDA is available. So start it. It gives us some comfort for your professional life, for your professional betterment, for following the time management and planning of the professional events. Existing services of NSE IU in detail. And what are the existing? Credit repository, as I told earlier, existing scope of work and as per IU regulation 2017. So why can't you read once again, even though at the time of LIE exam, some people have gone through that IU regulations also for the LIE examination purpose. Now, whatever the latest regulation that is available with regard to IU 2017, the base regulation, go through that one, and it gives us some good information. What are the functionalities and all these things? The online registration for availing IU, all users, whether he may be the creator or the data or the co-applicant or the guarantor, are required to register IU platforms. So if at all you are one person in a CARP process, either you may be the creator or you may be the data or you may be the co-applicant or you may be the guarantor required to be IU for all types of entities, individuals as well as non-individuals. In IUs, individuals can register, non-individuals like firms, either partnership or in the LLPs or trustees or companies, etc., etc. Identification of user entity using Aadhaar OTP or a digital signature. So to register you in the IU, the Aadhaar or OTP or a digital signature, that is compulsory. Supporting documents with authority letter. Suppose you are the authorized officer on behalf of the corporate data, or you are authorized officer on behalf of the financial creditor, or you are the authorized officer on behalf of the operational creditor, or the board resolution, and name the other than non-individual. Supporting documents are also required. Otherwise, system will not accept the supporting digital signature upload. Then only the authentication is possible. Verification PAN from income tax department. Whenever you are giving a PAN number or other number, it will go to the UTS server and verification of whether it is a correct PAN number or not, and it goes to the other server and capture that information. And mobile number and email ID verification, all these things for registration in IU, that is compulsory. Information submission. As per IBC 2016, the financial creditor or the operational creditor uploads periodically the financial information. Whether it is a financial creditor or operational creditor, uploads periodical information. IU platform required a Form C template supporting documents if any. So, from time to time, whatever the information that is uploaded in IU and along with the supported document, you can upload with your user ID and password. Form C covers submitted information about the loan or about the invoice. If at all he is an operational creditor, supplies some stock or service, related party or not, data, co-applicant or guarantor, security details, whatever the security, primary security or collateral security, and default details, all these things they can enter through online with the help of the Form C. Information authentication. On receipt of the financial information, IU sends the authentication request to the related party of the credit transaction to authorize using his or a digital signature or Aadhaar e-sign. Then only once it is authorized, then it is final. Till such time, the entry is not authentic, not authenticated one means it is not approved, means it is not useful for evidence purpose. In case if a user observes any discrepancies in the information, then he may raise a dispute along with the valid reason. So sometimes the particularly the discrepancies are there. Suppose the financial creditor told you have taken 10 crores, 50 lakhs. If by mistake 10 lakh, instead of 10 crores, 20 lakhs, the financial creditor mentioned for 10 crores to 50 lakhs, then the borrower can object to that one. No, no. So, rate of interest, the terms and conditions of the loan, whether equated monthly installment is there or not, all these things with the help of documents only they will enter. In case of user observance disturbances in information, then he or she may raise a dispute along with a valid reason. Reports. IU registered can download the following reports from the system. The authentication status. Once I authenticated, list of loan authentication are disputed by the entity. That also. So here, whatever the authentication status, all these things, you can download the PDF forms also. And the authentication behavior, percentage of authentication, dispute, pending status against the total submission. So some of the information uploaded by the financial creditor that is not authenticated by the particular the corporate data, then the percentage of authentication and how what type of disputes here there is and pending status against the total submission. The dashboard is also available in the IU. So suppose the corporate data, the financial creditor upload some information. That information sent by the IU to the corporate data also for authentication. So in that case, if the corporate data is not authenticated, that information, then in the dashboard, the particular information is available. The percentage of authentication or partial authentication or full authentication, dispute, if at all they raise a dispute, that is also available. Pending status against the total submission, all these things are there. 360-degree report. A consolidated report of all types of loan advances updated by the financial as well as the operational creditor with the authentication status and dispute remarks. The total information is available. That is the beauty of the information utility. So my request is, after this class is over, if you made a request to the IU directly also, they can arrange one particular live class. What are the various menus? What are the software? What are the various menus? What type of information to be fed into the system? And what are the various functionalities that are available? Once you have updated that knowledge, definitely it helps a lot in smooth completion of the CARP process with regard to the claims as well as the loans taken by the corporate data. Remaining, anyhow, that is a different one. But whatever whatever the resolution plans, whatever the valuation reports, that also you can preserve in the IU. That's why for all IPs, this is a must. Once or twice or thrice, the training, online training of IUs, if you listen, the quality of implementation of a technology will be more in CARP process. The record of default and the statement of default. NESL provides the record of default, statement of default to creditor within 7 to 15 days the information. They will provide. The same is required as a enclosure form 1 while referring to a case to NCLT. Many NCLTs have been placed a notice on their respective notice board for enclosing a record of default from IU. Even NCLTs also, some of the NCLTs, they are active with regard to the IU information. IPs may inform to their customer who is processing the initiation of IPC against any data or defaulter to upload information form C on NESL IU along with the default section details obtained, the record of default, etc., etc. So that's why this is a good platform, best platform, and paperless platform, and anywhere, anytime, 24 by 7, you access your records, and whatever the PDA is there, it reminds you still your completion of work. And at the time of completion of the work, you have to mention the status. And suppose take for example, today the court case is there. So hearing is there. Then after hearing is over, then the next hearing date also you can mention. And if at all adjudicating authority is raised some queries, that also mention. It is gives a lot of comfort in completion of your CARP process. The IP module is there. NESL IU has launched an IP module for insolvency profession to leverage the information utility, information available to IUs with IUs. This will ease the process of IRP. Take a decision quick and smoothly, especially in the initial days. Assignment like claim verification, forming of CoC, etc., etc. Today, the biggest problem in CARP is documents are not available in the office. Correct? Correct? But once the documents, whatever the documents uploaded by the company with information utility or the financial creditor, you cross-check with them. Cross-check with them. And earlier, some of the companies are also, they are habituated, big companies, not small companies. Even big companies, they are habituated for this. Whenever they have taken a loan or whenever they have accepted the particular supply of goods and invoice raise, all are recorded in IUs also. The IU system can be advantageous for a storage purpose like IRP or RP or liquidity can store their workings, working sheets, minutes of the meeting they can do, and the information memoranda and the important communication against the data on IU system which can be accessed later on. So whatever the working sheets are there, the working sheets you can put it in the IU. So you need not worry because the retrieval is very important. The retrieval is very important. In a physical format, if at all you are verifying the books, some paper if you want, you verify the books, it may not found out also. Sometimes it is because it mixed with other papers. But here, whenever you are uploading the indexation, all these things are there. To retrieval is instant. Suppose the information memoranda. So you have kept somewhere on the drawer or cupboard or somewhere. And we are verifying that book and this book somewhere. Sometimes this information memoranda of XYZ, you can be placed in ABC file also. But once this one is there, IU is there, you can retrieve if they require the printout or send by email also, instantly you can send it. This is the process. First, you have to register, linking with the data. Financial creditors are to be linked with the data, accessing data's information, and uploading the information, accessing and retrieval of information from time to time. So here, the simple process, but if at all the IUs are giving the live, the screenshots of all menus, they will tell how to upload and how to give the OTP number and what is the next menu, what are the important fields, this field, what information you have to feed, all these things they will give it. But here in IU website also, All these things, videos and other things are available. Online registration module. For availing IU services, IP liquidator are to be registered under IU platform. Either liquidator or insolvency professional, first they have to register. All types of entities, individuals as well as non-individuals. Identification of user entity using Aadhaar or digital signature. Supporting documents are also required. Authority letter from the board on the name of the user for entities other individuals. IP liquidator registration with a certificate you have to upload the certificate number of IBBI, digital signature to be uploaded, verification of PAN from the income tax department, they will verify, mobile numbers, email ID also they will verify that one. Linking with the data and accessing information. Ultimately, the financial creditor has to link that information with the data, who is availed the loan with the financial creditor. And the accessing information, particularly the data or the financial creditor requires additional information from the data. That is also possible with the help of information utility. This is the flowchart of that one. Start, login with the NSE IU and the system using user credentials. Request for linking with the data, the defaulter. Once the data is defaulted, then only the IBC process will start subject to filing of application by the financial creditor under section 7 or operational creditor 8, 9 or 10 by the corporate data. Request for linking with the data along with the copy of adjudicating authority, order of the appointment, correct submission, corrections and resubmission, and communicate unsuccessful link along with the reasons. If at all you have wrongly fed the system, then automatically system will not accept. Once all information is correct, IU operation will do diligence. They will do the due diligence. Whether all the documents uploaded by the financial creditor is correct or not. Whether authentication, they will get the authentication from the corporate data, then the final document will be displayed. And once it is accepted, communication of successful linking, the access information. Once the both the data, the creditor uploaded and the data are confirmed, then that information can be accessed at any time. So this is a simple flow chart and easy to understand also. Only specified users can access the information, not all. IUs are not to be accessed by everybody, even public also. For accessing available information from IU system, IP liquidator are required to get a link with the data. The purpose is the financial creditor to be linked with the data. For submission request linking, IP needs to be copy of the proceedings, orders issued by the adjudicating authority NCLT, and appointing with the IRP or RP or liquidator. Even though, as per the regulation, it is clearly states the financial creditors are to be uploaded their information through electronically, but it is an optional for the creditor or the operational creditors. But how many IPs are they accepting? They some of them, most of the IPs, they are accepting the claims also through physical. That is not correct. Only the physical is optional for the operational creditor, not through the financial creditor. Okay, why they have given option to the operational creditor means they may not have the knowledge about how to upload and all these things. So they here, particularly the specified users can access the information from IU. And once IP or liquidator is linked to the data, He or she may access all information available IU system uploaded by the financial creditor or the operational creditor. So once IP or liquidator linked to the data, corporate data, he may access all information about the company. How many financial creditors are uploaded, how many operational creditors are online submitted, all information is available, uploaded by the financial creditor or operational creditor. IRP can gauge the composition of CoC. Once all information is available in CoC and with the percentages against their lending, it is easy. Authentication data. This can help in claims verification. Two, because digital signed information is uploaded on the IO system. So that's why IU to be practiced. We should not neglect. Or initially, they upload some information. Some of the NCLT still they are asking physical copies, which is not correct. Even suppose an order is there, you are a registered IBBI and you are registered with IU also. If adjudicating authority assigned some assignment to you, that is also available. And from time to time, whatever the judgments are given, that is also available in information utility. So here, some of the NCLTs, due to lack of staff and other things, they are not uploaded the information. So here, habituate to that one in the coming days, definitely 100% digitalization for IBC cases will happen. Strong information and retrieval. As per section 38 of IBBI, Information Utility Regulation 2017, an insolvency professional may submit a report, registers, minutes in respect of insolvency resolution and liquidation and bankruptcy proceeding to an information utility. That is defined under section 38. And storing of information retrieval. The information utility shall not provide access to the reports or registers and minutes submitted under sub-regulation 1 to any person other than the IP, the board, or adjudicating authority. So IBBA is also having a right to access the information. Adjudicating authority is having a right to access the information. Insolvency professional is having a right to access the information. But no other person is not having any right to access that information. This information utility shall discharge the duties specified under Chapter 6 in respect of the reports, registers, minutes submitted under sub-regulation 1. The information utility shall discharge the duties specified in Chapter 6 in respect of reports or registers or minutes submitted under sub-regulation. IP or adjudicating can retrieve the stored information. This is not one-time measure. From time to time, if at all IBBA is asking some information, you can download the PDF and send by email to them. Or if at all in future, any correspondence is there, whatever the information that is available in the IP, the IU, that is authentic information that you can share to others also, subject to the need-based, etc. And this work can work business continuity in case of the natural disasters. That's why IU is the best one. Why? Because suppose your papers lost while traveling, important papers, and again to get that orders from the NCLT, it is a difficult one. Once you upload the once NCLT is also upload the information in IU, then it is very second disaster recovery management and your professional continuity plan. We should not call business continuity plan. Professional continuity plan. Suppose whatever the case history is there that lost during the shifting of your office from one place to another place, and the IPA or IBBA wants to do some audit for certain random cases, those are handled by you. If that bundle is lost, then it is very difficult to they show the various information to the IBBA or IPA investigators or auditors. So in that case, what you have to do? Only you go to the IBBA, the IU, and whatever the information, each and every record need to be they entered into the IU. Then it gives the comfort in case of any documents lost is there. So this can work business continuity like a natural disaster. In case of change in IRP or RP or IP or to liquidator. Sometimes during the CARP process, the IRP may be changed to RP or RP may be changed to the liquidator. Like that, once the liquidator is changed, one liquidator to another liquidator, like that, the information can made easily available. Easily available because the standby one server, if a data is preserved, in case of audits, in case of any the loss of documents, this second information is available through IU only. So the NECL, particularly the National E-Governance Service Limited, was formed by major Indian financial institutions and government entities, including my bank, that is State Bank of India, LIC, ICICI Bank, and HDFC Bank, and the Government of India incorporated in 2016. NESL is formed by major Indian banks and financial institutions. So it is not a private organization. And it serves as India's first information utility under IBC to act as a central repository. Like a CERSI is there, it is also centrally repository. Whenever the banks are giving a loan, we will update the information about the loan in CERSI under Surface Act 2002. In the similar manner, the series of defaulters, how many cases, and through NESL only, the IBBA is doing some data analytics part also. And if you see the 31 March 2025, the quarterly journal, the full data is the data is based on the NESL information. It served India's first information utility under IBC in 2016 to act as a central repository of the financial data and debt related information. If you want, you can use that link. The statistical information is available. Some power cut is there, sir. Sir, now it is visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So this is a link that is to access. If you go through this link, the full statistics, how many banks, how many documents, how many loans or documents are uploaded in this one, particularly the IU, and like that NCLTs, how many documents are uploaded, how many yet to be month wise, year wise, quarter wise, the full statistics. If you go through the title of each and every statistics, then you can understand for what purpose the NESL is there. What purpose the information utility of NESL is there. You can get the information. And if you see the NESL, the data analytics is also there. So my suggestion is go through the link. Anyhow, I have sent this particular PPT to madam also. She will circulate it to all the people. In this companies, how many companies are uploaded their information with IU sector wise? Particularly if you see 33% uncategorized, 18% real estate is there, and 23% manufacturing is there, 7%, particularly the 7%, wholesale and retail trade, motor vehicles, that information is available, and construction companies of 5% is there, and like that, transport and storage communication, 3% is there, other sectors, 11%. So 18% that real estate and the renting and the business activities are there. So lot of demand for that particular sector. If you go through that IU, this data analytics is available. Based on the analytics, you can guess that in the NCLTs, this type of cases are filed, particularly real estate. You have to update the knowledge in real estate so that the CARP process is easy to complete. So the companies and names are also available. So this data is, I have seen the data, that is a good data. This not only percentages, amount wise is also available. Outstanding amount. Particularly the manufacturing, 27% of the total cases that are filed with NCLT, amount wise, 27 is a manufacturing, 21% is a financial intermediation, and real estate renting and business activity, 12%, and 9% electricity, gas, and water companies are filed in the various NCLTs for CARP process like that. So outstanding amount wise, a number of units filed, and based on this data analytics, you can arrive a conclusion for what purpose, what type of information that is fed into the information utility, etc., etc. So unique data wise and sector wise analysis and default data records, and in IU, not only the default is information, even today, whenever you are taking any housing loan, your record is they uploaded in information unit. If at all any small trader taken loan, that is uploaded in information utility. Why? Because at the time giving the loan, giving the loan, this information to be fed into the information utility. So unique data wise and sector wise analysis is also available. Outstanding amount of sector wise analysis and default debt records, that is also available. So you go through the link and you can get a full idea about what type of information that is there in the information utility. Now coming to the success of insolvency proceedings critically depends upon the availability of the complete, correct, and updated information. about the data. Once the data is there, if the data of the operational creditor, data of the financial creditor, day one, it is available, you need not give public announcement also. Okay, as per IBC, that we have to give the public announcement, correct? Today, in the coming days, the digital footprints of the company, whenever the loan is given to the company, that is recorded. Whenever the goods are supplied, that is also available. Once all the data is available, even voluntary liquidation also easy. And even once the data is readily available, and even puff transactions, preferential, undervalue, fraudulent, and extortionate transactions, that is easy in the coming days. Once all the companies are under digitalization, look back period of 1 year or look back period of 2 years for related party or irrelevant, no time limit for a fraudulent transaction, all are within time schedules, it is possible. Then that time, 180 days is also high side. To my personal perception thinking, 90 days is sufficient. That is, as on date, it is for the fast track. The success of the insolvency proceedings critically depends upon the availability and the completion. Complete data is available. Today, some of the companies, the RPs, the IRPs are going no books, no records, no support from the management, and the key manager persons already resigned, and nobody is there except in some companies only security guard, etc. The corporate data or that particularly corporate data support is also not up to the mark. And even though we can escalate the issue to adjudicating authority, that is a separate resolution. But here, if all information is available, even 90 days is much more, that is more than sufficient. The information may not be available with every stakeholder in equal measure. Suppose a financial creditor, information is very easy. All our records are perfectly available. Sometimes that is also today, that is also some problem is there. Operational creditor, some of the people full records are not available and they supply, but the records on account of various reasons, the tax evasion and all these things, in that case, correct books are also not available. So this information may not be available with every stakeholder in equal measure. The non-availability of information may impede a resolution and compromise the objectives of a maximization. Once information is not there, how IRP or RP will handle the case? Operational creditors books are not available. Financial creditor books are not available. Shareholders books are not available. Debentures books are not available. Assets of the company books are not available. Current assets of the company is not available. Class of creditors like bonds and debentures not available. If available, it is possible. If not available, then it is impossible. In the coming days, definitely on account of digitalization, everything is possible. Everything is possible. The non-availability of the information may impede resolution and a compromise objective of value maximization, while asymmetry of information contribute to uneven sharing of the value. To address these issues, the code envisages IU repository of financial information about debtors for expeditious completion of the various process under the code. So that's why in the coming days, the electronic platform like IU helps a lot. You can preserve your records in IU. You can extract that valid information from the IU of the financial creditors. The IU is visualized and implemented under the code. No parallel anywhere in the world. This is a best example. Our IU, the information utility, Only one is there, not multiple. Even NSDL, the depository also two are there. NSDL and CDSL is there. But here IUs are only one. That to centralized and the disaster recovery is also there. Once the main server is not working, the standby server is also there. That is called a disaster recovery management. The bankruptcy law committee also, which conceptualize the code and the competitive industry interoperable IUs rather than centralized repository in the with the state. So today, particularly the IU is under the government control. All financial institutions and the government of India, they are controlling the IU. That is the best. That is the best in India. What is the rationale? Before IRP can commence, all parties need to accurate and undisputed set of facts about existing credit, collateral, and has been pledged, etc. So today, why that IU is introduced? What is the rationale behind it? Before IRP can commence, all parties need to accurate, undisputed set of facts. That is required. Okay, you told you collect the information claims and you prepare the information memoranda, and in the meantime you complete the valuation report and whatever the puff transactions are there, and issue the expression of interest and whatever the once the expression of interest request for resolution plan, once the resolution plans are submitted, then this is a total process. For all this process, information is a vital one. If information is missing, then it is a very difficult to complete even 180 or extension of 90 or further extension of 60. Total 330 days is not possible to complete the CARP process. That 90 and 60 is not straight through process. It is subject to the satisfaction of the NCLT and based on the recommendations or request made by the CoC. Under the present arrangements, considerable time can be lost before all parties obtain the information. Today, information is the biggest problem in CARP process. Disputes of these facts can be take up years to resolve in the court. Even if the dispute is there with the claim, then halt. Once information utility is there, the judicial authority also they don't listen. This is a correct information. You have authenticated. This is a final, and no arguments like that. The object of IRP that has completed in no more than 180 can be lost owing to these problems. Once uneven information is there, correct information is not available. It is very, very difficult. Even 180 is insufficient. Hence, the committee envisions a competitive industry information utility who hold the array of information about all firms at all times. When IRP commences with less than a day, undisputed and complete information becomes available to all persons involved IRP and thus address the source of delay. When the IRP commences the day one with less than a day, undisputed complete information would become available to all persons. That is the required. Otherwise, I have to give the advertisement. Some of the people they are sending by post, and if a post is not received, and this information I have to recheck with them with the available records. This process I can curtail once the electronic platform, if all stakeholders, whether it is a data or creator, or in the creator also the financial creator or operation creator or the class of creator, if all people in the particular CIRP process updated the information in IO, it is very easy to complete the task within the time sheet. When IRP commences within less than a day, undisputed and complete information would become available to all persons involved in the IRP that address the sources of delay. An IU required to maintain electronic database information and provide authentic information. There is no dispute law. Once the two people are, it is as good as an agreement, a stamped agreement reached between two parties. One agreement is there. The court will also allow. In the similar case, whenever the claim is there, whatever the information that is provided by the electronic platform like IU, that is final. And authentic information to eliminate delays and disputes relating to claims and defaults. And the defaults mandate to provide the core services, acceptance of electronic submission of the financial information, safe and accurate of recording of financial information, authentic and verification of the financial information, and providing access information stored with the specified person. So once the IU platform is perfect and with regard to the case I'm going to handle, all information is available in IU, it is a cakewalk for me. The CIRP can be completed within the schedule. Thereby, the IPS will get the incentive of 1% on the resolution plans also. So, it depends upon the quality of information. The quality of information is provided by the electronic forms like IUs. The IU is required to provide core services in financial information. Record of debt of a person, they will provide. Records of liabilities when a person is solvent, that is available. Record of a asset of a person which a security interest has been created, that is available. Record of any instances of default, that is available. Record of a balance sheet and a cash flow statement of the particular the borrower, that is available. Such other information as may be specified. Keeping in view of all this important, IU, the code read with the IBC, Information Utility Regulation, the 2017 was a day initiative, provides stringent norms for registration and no dilution takes place. Because this is a ownership of State Bank of India and other people are there. And you have a sole objective under the code, minimum net worth of 50 crores, fit and proper person and promote as a director, key manager person, not holding more than 5% of the shares. So that's fine. This is the best electronic form that is useful to complete the task of IBC cases. Independent directors who constitute not less than the 50% of the governing body. In IUs also, the governing body more than 50%, not less than 50 and above. Shareholding pattern according to the IRU regulation. Regulations are also clearly defined. Reliable and recoverable secure systems for information flows along with a business continuity plan. So once this main server is halted on account of technology process or communication problems, standby is there. And a data processing system which prevents unauthorized access. Today, hacking and all these things are there. While designing the system, they have taken into account of the cyber frauds and all these things. And the alteration, destruction, particularly virus, all these things are cyber attacks are also happening. So thereby, total data may be destructed or erased or alteration, disclosure, all these things they have taken into consideration. And that much strength is there in IU and the functionality to ensure the privacy and the confidentiality. And here also, nobody is access that information except the relevant person. That too, only that company only, not other records. So the restriction rights are there. RP, only these menus. R corporate data, these menus. Financial criteria, these menus. Operational criteria, these menus. And whoever the stakeholders are there, once they registered, they can access, no public access. To ensure the accuracy of information and to prevent the raising disputes about claims and default, the code mandates such information be authenticated by the concerned parties. Once the bank is filed that so-and-so XYZ company has taken a loan of 100 crores and the XYZ company, the authorized person approved that one, then it is finalized. This set of technical standards of submission of information, authentication, and the data integrity, all these things are there. The measure to ensure the information with IOS is admissible as an evidence. That's why once these stringent measures are taken, then that particular information is as good as the evidence that information can be taken by the adjudicating authority as an evidence. After recording of the status of the information default, IO communicates the status of authentication to the registered users. Whoever is they uploaded and authenticated both the people, they will get the creators of the data who is defaulted and the parties sureties of the data in respect of information default has been received. So once the information is uploaded, the concerned people will receive communication from the IOS also. To ensure the IOS capture the information necessary for resolution of insolvency and banks makes a submission of information mandatory for financial creditors. This is there in the regulation, but it is not there for operational creditors. Okay, in the coming days, once the people are habituated for technology usage, definitely there is no option for the operational creditors. As on date, while submitting the claims, the financial creditor are to be uploaded the information in information utility only. Take the advantage of the service rendered by IU. The Reserve Bank of India advised all the financial creditors because the regulator for banks, non-banking financial companies, the RBI said they have communicated. Now, whenever you are giving any loan, you upload the information in IU. That particular the corporate data also will authenticate or approve that one. Then only the total process will be completed. Creditors are regulated to put in appropriate system procedure to ensure compliance with the provisions of the code. Even though IBBI is a regulator for insolvency and bankruptcy, but financial creditors, unless until the instructions are given by the RBI, then only they will oblige. Similarly, the Securities Exchange Board of India advised the debenture trustees to use IUs. The SEBI also, they are also issued guidelines to the debenture trustees. So once the debenture trustee is formed and the debentures are issued by the company, then that information to be uploaded in the IU only. The Reserve Bank of India Amendment Act, particularly the Credit Information Companies Regulation on August 12th, 11th August 2007 to enable IUs to access information with the credit information. So here, credit information of companies, particularly amended credit information to enable IUs to access information by the credit information companies as per specified users. Suppose to take for example, the IU information is there. IU information. IU information means all financial, all borrowers information is available. The SEBI and the Civil Credit Information Bureau of India, CRIF Highmark, for recognized credit information companies are there. They can access this information to give the civil report or CRIF Highmark or Experian, that is another credit rating agency, etc., etc. Further, Regulation 26 of IU regulation enable IU to import information from such registries such as notified by IBBI from time to time. So the IU regulations import of information, they can get the information from the registries, particularly NCLTs, from time to time. Now we will break for tea, and after 10 minutes, again we will start the other areas. We will complete the other areas. Is it okay, sir? For all?
Sir, absolutely fine.
Okay, sir. Ah, shall I start now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, madam. So the obligations
Yes,
of
sir, please go ahead.
ah, the obligations of the IU, the information utility. For the purpose of providing core services to any person, first the IU will create the financial information in universal accessible format. Once the data is entered by the financial creator or operational creator, the standardization is there in the information utility. Accept electronic submissions of the financial information from persons who are under obligation to submit their financial information such a form in such a manner specified by the regulation. So uniformity is very much required. Otherwise, these fields only available. Rest of the fields are not available. That is not recorded. So you see the screens of the IO, what information to be fed into by the financial creator or operational creator, and accordingly the information to be collected and upfront, and you enter into the, you can provide the services to the financial creator also. Today, the financial creators are not having the good knowledge in updating the information in IUs also. And accept in a specified form, manner, electronic submission of financial information from persons who are intended to submit such information. And to meet such minimum service quality standards as may be specified by the regulation. From time to time, that's why whenever you are going to masterize the subject, today, not all people are not having good knowledge in information utility. First of all, you go to the information utility, that is regulation, have a look and go to that particular information utility and what type of services they are providing, what type of the videos and other things are available. Go through that one, then you acquaint the knowledge. Today, this is also one type of services that can be provided by the IPs. Why? Because financial creators are not up to the mark in this line of activity for updating, and the particularly operational creator also. Even today, the ROC compliance with regard to charge creation, we are taking the services of either CA or CS people to update that information in the ROC website. So, like that, this is also not up to the mark. And provide access to the financial information stored it by the person who intended to access such information in such a manner as may be specified by the regulation. And once the information is uploaded, then subsequent retrieval is also required. How to retrieve? And publish a certain statistical information as in a mini manner. And IU shall establish appropriate risk management framework. So here, risk management practices of the IU. If the system is stopped on account of a virus attack in the main system, standby system is there. And whatever the gateways are there, particularly not to enter the virus or attacks. So, lot of precautions they are taking. Establish appropriate risk framework according to technical standards, including reliable, recoverable, secure systems. So, you need not worry. It is as good as a data bank. And the provisions of core services during disasters. Suppose some problem is there in the server or communication network. In that case, what type of services you can get? Even though the system is halt, even though the connectivity is there, some services offline is also available. Emergencies, business continuity plan, which shall include the disaster recovery sites. The duties of IU and IU shall provide services with due and reasonable care, skill and diligence. They are not simply providing the information. After due diligence only, they will verify the whatever the credit or a claim is there, after due diligence only, that information is uploaded in IU. Once the information is uploaded, it is authentic, it is approved by both parties. Hold the information as a custodian, that the custodians, that's why it is a data bank. Provide services with discrimination in any manner. Whoever is asking the information, as per their eligibility, they will provide. Not by default, not for the amount sake, they don't provide any information. Provide service to the user-based explicit consent. And sometimes the consent of the others are also required while providing the information. Guarantee protection of the right of users and establish adequate procedural facility to ensure the records are protected against loss or destruction. Whatever the records, the backups are there. The backups, once the data is destroyed on account of the virus or on account of the hacking of the server, the standby data is also available. Adopt a secure system for information flows, the information to be provided. And no other will encroach in the particular communication network. Protect its data, particularly the protector, its data, its data processing systems against unauthorized data access, alteration, destruction, disclosure, or dissemination of information. All these things are available. Not only that one, and user stored with another IU on the request of the user. An IU shall not outsource the provision of the core service. He shall not outsource. So once it is outsourced, it is a high risk. The data can be revealed to others also. Use information stored with it any purpose other than the providing services under this without prior approval of the IBPA. So whatever the regulation that is to be adhered by the IU only, and seek data and details of users except required by the provisions of the service under IU regulations only. So all these things, a lot of care is also there. Care is also there. Data is protected. Data is to be retrieved by authorized persons only, not by all people. Registered users for submitting information to or accessing information stored IU. A person need to be registered with itself with IU. Once you are going to get the information, you have to register. A person once registered with IU shall not be registered itself with any other IU. Once you registered with today, in India, only one IU is there. Tomorrow, one more IU, because the data volume is increasing. Once another IU is there, once you are registered with one IU, you should not register with another IU. Different parties to the same transaction may use different IUs. That is also there. To submit or access information in respect of same transaction. An IU provide functionalities to enable user to access information stored with any IU which they are entitled. It enables the user date on which information is last updated, status of authentication, status of verification. All these things will be provided by the IU to the registered users. IU shall provide every user annual statement of all information pertaining to the user free of charge. They will provide that annual information. That is like a demat account also. Demat, depository, the dematerialization, that NSDL or CDSL, through depository participants, they will send the annual statements or like that. In the similar manner, IUs also. The IU charge uniform fees for providing the same service to different users. Uniform fees, the same service to different users. It discloses the fee structure for the provision of services on its website. In case it intends to increase the fees, the IU must disclose the proposed increase in the fees for the provision of service on the website at least 3 months before the increase in the fees effectuated. So once the information utility, they are going to change the fees before 3 months, they have to inform to the users also. The fees charged by the IU providing service shall be reasonable reflection of services provided. They should not charge exorbitant rates. So based on the service provided, they have to charge. The fees providing access information shall not exceed the fee charged for submission of information to the IU. So whenever accessing information, it should not be more than the submission of information. So for submission of information, if they charge 100 rupees per record, they should not charge more than 100 for retrieval of the information also. The IU shall make adequate arrangements. They should do, including insurance. Sometimes the data lost is there. Cyber attacks are there. Total data is lost. This is a valuable information. And the total data, the servers, the communication networks, all are to be insured company based on the total value of the data. Indemnifying the users for losses that may cause to them for wrongful act or negligence or default of the IU. Once the IU is not providing the data on account of lost or erase or cyber attacks, how much loss is there to the client? To that extent, they have to pay. It employs the persons whose services are used for provision of the services under regulation. Information of a default. An IU can be unique identified to the information received from the user. And the unique identifier is a unique name. And it acknowledges the receipt of information and notifies the user. Unique identifier of information, the terms and conditions of authentication, verification, manner of information may be accessed by other parties. Once they acknowledge the information received by them from the financial creator or the operational creator or the corporate data, they will send the receipt also. In the receipt also, they will mention about the terms and the conditions of retrieving the data or accessing the data, etc. As soon as IU receives the information default, it undertakes a process of authentication and verification of the information. Once they are defaulted, then they will get the authentication and verification of information. Suppose that the borrower not paid, the financial creditor mentioned the default also confirmed by the borrower, then only that is correct information. On completion of the process, IU records the status of the authentication indicates. Suppose the data is confirmed the information of default. Corporate data confirmed the information. Green color. Sometimes the data will not confirm. At the time of taking the loan, they will confirm. At the time of default, even they don't acknowledge the notices sent by the bank also. Once the debtor are disputed the information of default, no, I have not taken the loan. If he is argued, example only, then the red color. And if the debtor does not respond even after 3 reminders, the IU will send reminders. So the financial creditor upload the information, please confirm, please confirm, please confirm. Even after 3 reminders also, then yellow color. But in that case, once he is not confirmed, no problem. It is deemed to be authenticated. It is deemed to be authenticated. So today, at the time of taking the loan, the corporate debtor is happy. Why? Because he has going to avail the loan in a the installment basis. Once it is not authenticated, further loan disbursement will be stopped by the financial creditor. So that's why deemed to be authenticated. So some borrowers at the time of default, no, once it is authenticated, then they will take the legal action. So if at all I don't authenticate, then the evidence may not be there. Like that, some they are thinking in a different manner. No, even 3 reminders if they sent, then it is not accepted. It is deemed to be accepted, authenticated. After recording the status of information of default, IU shall communicate the status of authentication in physical or electronic form to the relevant color to the registered users, particularly whether it is a financial creditor or the corporate debtor or the operational creditor, the relevant color of information, as I told earlier, that is green, red, yellow, that status will also say. Creditors of the debtor who is defaulted, parties to sureties if any debit in respect of the information default has been received. That is the type of information, use of financial information. The court initiation, financial information stored by the IU should be helped to establish defaults before adjudicating authority. Verification of claims, creditors by the resolution, constitution of committee of creditors, generation of information memoranda expeditiously, and thereby facilitate completion of the process under the code in a time-bound manner. So, whatever the information that is stored in information should, it helps a lot to identification of the default or verification of claims. All these things, this data is useful. And the uses of IU. What are the various uses of IU? In corporate CIRP, how it is useful? Section 7 of the code requires financial creditor shall, along with application to initiation of a IRP process, furnish a copy of the record of default. Along with application, section 7, the default is also required. Once the IU default certificate is enclosed by the financial creditor that is recorded in IU, that is sufficient. It further provides AA shall within 14 days of the receipt of the application ascertain the existing of default from the record of an IU or based on the evidence furnished by the financial creditor. Section 9 of the code requires that the operational creditor shall, along with the application for initiation of IRP, furnish a copy of the record with IU, confirming that there is no payment or paid. So anyhow, under section 8, we have to get, operational creditor has to give the notice, demand notice, and if that is not paid within 10 days, then he can file an application with the NCLT. So that information also that to be recorded in information utility. And if available, establish the default for initiation proceeding. This section also provides adjudicating authority shall within 14 days of the receipt of application by an order admit the resolution if notice of dispute has been received by the operational creditor or there is no record of such a dispute in IU, then they will accept. Rule 5.3 of the IBC, application to adjudicating authority rules, 2000 section AA rules, requires copy of the demand notice or invoice demanding operation shall be filed with IU if any. So whenever the notice is sent, that also to be uploaded in the IU. The code read with the IBC, particularly CIRP, 2000 section regulation. Interim resolution or resolution to access the books of the account. As far as CIRP regulations, the IRP or RP, they can access the books of the CD. So once they access the CD, they can access the information that is available in information utility of the corporate data. Extent of relevant discharge of the duties CD has with us. Regulation 10.7 to 21 of the CIRP regulation to the creditor to prove the existing debt based on the records available with IU. In liquidation also this is useful. is not only for the CARP, but also in the liquidation process. In the liquidation of asset also, which a CD has the ownership right has evidence of the balance sheet of a CD or an IU. The liquidator empowered to access the information system, including IU, for the purpose of admission and proof of the claims and identification. Regulation 17 to 20 also, liquidation process, enable the creditor or the stakeholder to prove the existence of data on the records available with the IU. So, whether it is a CARP or liquidation, whatever the information that is fed and approved and authenticated, that is sufficient as evidence. In individual insolvency, IARP also, where the date of application filed by the creditor is registered with IU, shall not be entitled to dispute and validity of such date. Some of the particular IARP, the personal guarantors to corporate data are also, at the time of giving the loan, the guarantee is given for that corporate loan. That also, if it is noted or uploaded the information with IU, that is also to be treated as a evidence. A creditor may prove the claim based on the records available in IU or any other documentary evidence substantiate the existence of claim. National E-Governance Services Limited, as on date, one IU, namely that is E-Governance Services, NESL, promoted by banks and insurance company. Most of the institutional financial creditor submitting financial information to it. The details of information is under. Okay. Earlier also I discussed about the information, what information is available. Now I will discuss about the global best practices in insolvency regime. Sir, any doubts are there up to this point of time, sir? Shall I proceed or any doubts are there?
So
Because here the CARP or liquidation process or the claims admitted or claims proof, the IU information is sufficient and it is to be treated as an evidence by the adjudicating authority. And that in the coming days, whatever the option is there for operational creditor, they will make it as a mandatory like a financial creditor. In the coming days, all documents are to be extracted from the IU only. Thereby, the CARP timelines will change and the time schedules will also change. Any doubts, sir, up to this point of time?
no, sir.
Okay, sir. Now I will discuss about it. Different countries, the digitalization, how they are adopting. Because this is not a new concept to the India. Across the globe, almost all countries, the IBC is there. They're also following a good practices, best practices, and some of the countries they copied from other countries also. In the civil manner, once the cross-border insolvency or group insolvency is introduced by the IBBI, the IU importance will also increase like anything. Now, the best practices. What are the best practices? The conversation how the artificial intelligence might affect various areas of law and other areas of life has a recent month centered with the chart GPT, which is just one application of AI. But in India, even NCLT is not equipped properly with the infrastructure like manpower, technology, etc. If at all certain funding is there, then automatically they will do the miracles. Technology specialists are required. So once that is there, and the speed up of the resolutions will happen. And in the coming days, for PUF transaction, BI tools. Today, particularly the personal guarantor to corporate data. Every RP resolution professional is facing the problem to locate the assets of the guarantor, which is a difficult task. At the time of taking the loan and giving the guarantee by the director, he will tell to the bank, "Sir, I am one of the richest person in the town. Okay, this amount is a peanut for me. If the company is not paid, I will pay the amount." Like that, he will sign on the deed of guarantee. And at the time of taking the loan, he will always tell about Eastman color picture about him. At the time of default by the company, he will turn the Eastman color into black and white. Sir, whatever my funds are there, all are eaten away by the company. I have put the funds. Today, I don't have any assets. And only roti, kapda or makan, that is also a big problem for me. How many properties are alienated? How many properties are transferred in the name of kith and kin? All these things in the coming days may not be a problem on account of the AI tools. It is AI is the Chat GPT is one tool, just one application under AI, artificial intelligence. Once the quantum computing is introduced, definitely in the coming days, quick resolutions will happen, low cost resolutions will happen. Definitely in the coming days, defaulters will fire and misappropriation of funds is not possible. Diversion of funds is okay because people are searching for different ways and means, but it is difficult for them. Okay. Now coming to, while the pandemic has increased the adoption of technology in CARP, there is a scope for further transformation. Today, online hearings. Earlier, I used to go to that NCLT, which is located outskirts of the city of Hyderabad. Minimum 1.5 hours after reaching, tired, and we have to take some breakfast, all these things, which is additional cost. Time is also wasted. If at all they told postpone for next week, then automatically some of the IPs will be demotivated. Morning we wake up by 6 o'clock and fresh and taken breakfast and reached this place. Simply they told postpone means, and on account of this one, delay process is also happening. Now today, the online hearings, every decade has come with the terms of new technologies. However, law has famously been slow in doing so. Particularly, whatever the technology, modern technology is there, if at all it is imbibed in judiciary authorities, quick resolutions will happen. Quick decision making, quick cases settlement will happen. Some of the cases, 20 years, 15 years in normal courts. That's why IBC is introduced earlier. If at all we are filed with the High Court, before that, civil courts, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, by that time borrower died, assets are not available, all these things are there. Today, once the technology is updated, this type of problems will not arise. For instance, sending the bankruptcy notices electronically rather than by post was incorporated in US bankruptcy law only in 1993, pursuant to the recommendation of Technology Subcommittee. My first case, that is 2018 or so, that one Amina or the court messenger, he came to my house and take the acknowledgement in the book and delivered that particular copy of the assignment. Today, they are sending by speed, no speed post also, email only. And if at all you want a signed one, you go there and get that one. Moreover, COVID-19 pandemic, the consequent need of social distance, mandatory lockdowns across the jurisdiction, modernize incorporating technology. At that time, some judicial authority, they are not techno savvy. But on account of necessity is the mother of invention. If that is required, definitely people will learn. Already available, use the another context. Example, video conference. Earlier, people are not habituated. Now they put the earphones and listen and they are responding, and the sophisticated systems are also placed in some NCLTs. Court hearing and certain legally mandated meetings. Creditors meeting and shareholders meeting are on example also. That video conference is there in companies. The board of directors meeting, the various committees meeting, etc. Even if law has been slow to formally allow use of technology, different market players in the corporate use the technology even prior to the pandemic. Even Companies Act, video conference is before IBC only. Video conference of the directors meeting. 2019, the study conducted by Ansol International, which surveyed insolvency professional, found most respond were the opinion that technology become or likely to become key part of their work in future. In the coming days, even a financial creditor also, while giving the expression of interest for assigning the various assignments of CARP or liquidation or the personal guarantor to corporate data, they will ask. Now sector specialization people are required. In the future, sector, not only the sector specialization, but he should be techno savvy. Specifically, this study noted that the form of TAR, technology assisted review, companies books and records. If at all I'm not techno savvy, how I will extract the information from the IU? TAR has become the possible and useful because large amount of digital document and others. So that's why how long the IP will depend on others? No, I don't operate. I don't enable to operate the Microsoft. I don't know about how to download. I don't know about the information utility functionalities, how to upload the information, how to download the information, and how to pay the amount. All these things. It is technology is a part of the life, and the technology is the part of the profession. According to the study, 35% of the insolvency professionals said they have used the TAR systems across the globe. In India, the penetration level of the technology is not up to the mark. Even courts, high courts, bundles of papers, they are carrying. Once they are carrying bundles of papers, the ecosystem is damaged. We have to cut the trees. The tree pulp we have to use for manufacturing the paper. Once we are cutting the tree, floods, forests are to be increased. Thereby, soil erosion and other problems will reduce. Today, when the rain will come, when the summer will close, when the winter will start, nobody knows. Even earlier, the cyclones are there in coastal zone. Today, every metros flooded like anything. Yesterday, also in Delhi airport, 15 airplanes they have rescheduled on account of a heavy pouring of rain in Indira Gandhi National International Airport. Even fewer 28% use more sophisticated technology, that is the best, that could actually learn about a human experts supported documentation applied. Large set of documents, saving a valuable time. Once you know the technology, things will happening in a different manner. Suppose I take, for example, I am a banker. Earlier, we used to give the title deeds of the security properties, the documents, the housing document or land title deeds. We will send to the law experts to study that one and give their valuable opinion. Today, that is not the case. Document readers are came with the natural languages. With the natural languages, it will read and give the opinion on a piece of paper, 1 page. I need not engage the law experts for a document reading. The fewer 28% more sophisticated technology that could actively human experts had coded documents set and applied to the code, a large set of documents saving valuable time and costs. Today, once it is a defunct company and the funds liquidity problem is there and nobody is ready to finance the interior finance to the CARP cases, if a huge amount of costs are incurred, then it is not good. The reason why low uptake of this technology, according to insolvency professional survey, many of them did not believe that investing in relevant technology was worthwhile. Okay, today all documents are to be uploaded by the financial creators in the information utility. How many people are doing? NCLT is also accepting physical. Once they put a bar, no, I don't accept, then automatically people will be habituated. And the study further explained that this hesitation was the result of IP being unfamiliar with the capability of Thar. Some of the IPs, they are not understand the technology or techno-savvy people are not, they are not techno-savvy. Not being large enough warrant of the cost of the, once you have purchased the Thar, particularly in developed countries, not in India, and use that one, then it gives good results to you. But sometimes people are hesitated on cost, some people hesitated on account of understanding the Thar. IP's respective jurisdiction. Suppose in Australia, we will take Australia. In Australia, focused survey, amongst the other things, technology is used for investigations. Today, if the personal guarantor to corporate data told, I don't have any assets, how to believe? Once the technology, you know, digital footprints of the personal guarantor, if you use, definitely it is very easy to catch hold of those people. How many assets are there? How many assets are alienated to other people? These response summarized in DQ-Force list e-portal that allow insolvency professional to access client data online, interrogation software, and Google search, Facebook, being used to locate the company directors, their assets, and business locations. But in India, that much capabilities are not there. The lacuna is first, the IPS should have the techno savvy. Technology is to be part of their profession. It is one of the factors of the profession. So knowledge is IBC, I know very well. Regulations, I know. And the judicial pronouncement, I know. I can present the case. Okay. The next one is I should have the particular technology skills also. Then only all these things. Some people they are telling some professions, XR profession or Y professions. 30 years experience, I'm having 30 companies, or the 300 companies or 400 companies. Today, 300, 400 is not the criteria unless until he is having the technology skills. There is no use for 30 years or 40 years. The surveyed insolvency profession noted that using technology in this way helped save time, investigation cost of transactions. They are giving, but some most of the today overnight the company is not fail over a period of time. How the transactions are happening? If technology is also used, it is very easy to catch hold of the culprit. However, they also noted that need more techno-savvy staff and smaller practices would not find the cost effect to high technology experts. Particularly the clerical or the supporting staff to the IP. If they taken the techno-savvy people, then both will be benefited. The IP will be benefited and a quick resolution, particularly for CARP, will happen. This related conclusion draw about the Iron Soul international study that we are likely to see the transformation of the practice of insolvency in bigger forms of the insolvency. Today, across the globe, even in Australia also, small people, they are not adopting the technology. That entities and big firms, they are they are using the technology. This consistent standard trajectory of new technology, early adopters usually reach a few individual firms. Technology become more affordable and better known. It uses more widespread also. Laptops and smartphones are examples of the technology followed this trajectory. So today, some of the people, whenever they are coming to the NCLT, and if they are coming with the tab, if any adjudicating authority raise any query, sir, give me only half minute. Immediately through retrieval or search, they will extract that and the correct information. If the adjudicating authority is asking some the proof, immediately they will send by email also. That type of technology people are required. Instant answer. Otherwise, I will submit, sir, please postpone, means postpone. It will cross the 180 days also. The courts has typically had a role to play formal insolvency, and so it is useful. Look how technology might be transferring the court process. Both sides are required. Suppose I am the technology savvy person, but a court is not having, or a court is having, I am not a techno savvy. So both sides are required. There has been concerted effort of digitize the automated various processes, actions in the court system. Over the years, the pandemic has further focused efforts in this direction. And particularly, we have to learn the Australia is only big firms they are adopting the technology. Smaller individuals they are not adopting. Next, UK. In UK, what are the best? In UK, introduced electronic pilot scheme. In the roads building jurisdictions in London 2015. Under the scheme, which has now been compulsory, some courts e-filing available 24 hours a day. Electronic pilot, the roads building jurisdiction, electronic pilot scheme. 24 hours you can upload whatever the information is there. Today, if at all information is to be pass on, we have to go to the NCLT, pay the amount in the counter, and they submit the document. They will scan and they will take the relevant copies and submit it to the adjudicating authority. Today, that is not the case in the UK. 24 hours tomorrow, 10 o'clock hearing. You can early morning also you can upload and pay the amount. Then the file will go to the judiciary authority for hearing purpose also. If the case is hearing on the same day. In 2017, online civil money claims pilot scheme to ensure the quicker and user-friendly way to deal the small claims was introduced. That is also introduced in 2017. In 2021, damages claims online pilot scheme was introduced. Under the scheme, claims are managed through the online damage claim portal, which allows the party to digitally issue and serve the proceedings, upload the particulars of the claim, file the defenses, replies, etc., and provide initial case management for hearing the information. So once the claims are there, first you finalize the process. And once that is admitted, then this file goes to the directly to the judiciary authority. Whatever the documents are submitted by the people, that is to be verified. Once it is verified, then it directly goes to the judiciary authority for a decision-making process. Well, these are the termed or pilot schemes. They are likely to be extended further developed also. Portugal. In the Portugal, also, what are the best practices that are adopting? Portugal has also been introducing various tech solutions to simplify and digitize court practices. One such a platform is Citus. It allows judges and public prosecutors and lawyers and solicitors, enforcement agencies to access the use of this form. The Citus platform. If that type of a platform is there also in NCLT, but very few people are using, not all people. And integration is required. And standalone systems are there. Integration is also required. Various stakeholders are allowed to access the information on this platform. Interestingly, insolvency practices were not initially on the list of professions that was given on the platform, but Fred, in their study, based on the interviews with the judicial players and the number of ways the insolvency procedure IP were given access to Citus. Initially, in that particular software, there is no access facility to the IPs. Later on, the IPs are also allowed. One example they cite that electronic auctions are allowed with the direct participation of citizens and companies. Today, the liquidation and all these things, the centralized the electronic platform is there, and even IBA also, banks IBA platform is also integrated with IBBA auctions, e-auction information is also integrated. In the essence, Fred note that easy access to courts and legal information, transparency and efficiency are the key benefits. The key benefits. Yet there is also some concerns are also there. One such a concern is stakeholder of the insolvency might always procedural literacy necessary to good make use of it. Whatever the technology is there, once the user is understand the technology, then only that technology is used. Because of the platform provides information in the formats of legal documentation, and the process of being able to access the platform alone will not enough. Will not enough. In Finland, In Finland, what are the best practices that are adopted with regard to in one country? The citus is there. Initially, that is not allowed. It is all in one, and the IPs are also they can access that particular software. They can upload the information, etc. In Finland, Finland is another country has made use of available technologies to improve the insolvency law process. In July 2019, amended Bankruptcy Act solved the, among other things, efficiency problem in the administration of the legislation. So over a period of time, different countries they are adopted in different softwares, and what are the best? If we go into the details of the software, then we can know what is that particular software, how it is useful in CIRP, how it is useful to IPs, how it is useful to the public for e-auctions and all these things. The amendment include lower administrative cost, court interference, speed up the proceedings. Further amendments formulate digital portal called CoC, which has been since 2013. They used CoC one software. It was administered by Bankruptcy Ombudsman's Office, served as an online portal through which IPs, debtor, creditor, and bankruptcy ombudsman could communicate and share the information. Today, that type of initiatives are required in Indian insolvency regime also. That is missing. Like a CoC. The CoC is 2013. And CoC helped not only improve the efficiency and in the process, but also supervisory functions of a banking bankruptcy ombudsman. Although CoC has been used for some years, there was only a soft law guidance regarding its use. Once the system is developed, the IT system is developed, the users are also to be trained properly. That's why the information utility, they have given number of webinars free, and the hours are also they have given, particularly CEP hours. And one side CEP hours, second side no fees, third side the technology platform, which is useful in the day-to-day professional activity. In 2019, taking the note of the fact CoC was widely used, amendments were introduced to make the mandatory to clarify the legal obligation, and involved personal data processed by the portal was protected. Once the software is developed, it is not completed. Year-on-year basis, that is to be updated based on the demands of the users. Then only it is a full-fledged software. One issue is a portal is a foreign creditors are not allowed to use the portal because strong identification requirements are there. This means corporate insolvency cases of foreign creditors not common in large cases will not be able to benefit of this system. Okay. Because once the cases are not there, there is no requirement to this one. It is also interesting to note here, CoC was developed by InnoFactor PLC, a software company in Finland, rather by the government collaboration as one might expect. Normally, this type of software is to be developed by the government for the convenience, for the cost effective, for confidentiality also. But this is developed by one software company in Finland. Colombia. In Colombia also, the IBC, particularly, they're also using the softwares. In Colombia, COVID-19 catalyzed the technology enhancements to law and legal practice. This is particularly so the context of IB insolvency, and the government approved with AI, artificial intelligence, ML, the machine language learning in bankruptcy court also. Today, if you are familiarized with AI and ML, in the coming days, the usage, the efficiency of your CARP process will improve. While providing the basic features of e-platforms in the country discussed earlier, Columbia AI-powered system provides more sophisticated inputs into the process. So that's why the Columbia software is the best one. And the functionalities are also more. Even basic features like information sharing, document submission, online access information, taken over a user-friendly format. Today, whenever you are arguing the case through online, if at all it is also video is available. In future, you can cross-check what you have argued with the judiciary authority. To that extent, the clipping is also available with you. That is to be recorded with you for future reference. And users can access all the smartphones with the biometric authentication. So once they are using the smartphones and whether they are using their smartphone or not, the biometric, all these things verification is also there. Unlike Finland, the AI tool is able to authenticate foreign persons by asking the relevant identity documents and attach an authentication source in the question. In case of question, when submissions are made to the system and AI tools are reviewed them, verifies again public databases and make a determination about whether the submission is complete or not. So this type of determinations, court decision about admitting the case in a formal IP, thus speeding up the process. So who is attending for the case, whether IP or not? If that biometric authentication is there, then it is even India also that is not a problem. Iris is also available. So not only biometric, iris also. Once the iris is captured, iris means whenever you are taking the Aadhaar number, your thumb impressions, iris, all these things are captured in the Aadhaar. So for better authentication of yourself, lot of facilities are also there in Aadhaar. So that's why in the coming days, if this type of initiatives are introduced in India, then we need not attend to the court also. From our office, everything in your office only. So whatever the judicial pronouncement they will declare and the files will come, thereby the transportation cost will decrease, time will be saved. Only during that particular your slot time you have to present, thereby the ecosystem damage will not happen. Once you are starting, we are going by vehicle with the carbon emissions released, then ozone layer depleted and the particularly in summer, too much summer, in rainy season, the floods or winter season, the cold, all these problems will arise. This system is even able to draft the decision which a judge can sign. These drafts are usually about requesting more information. If a file is a complete and processed decision, even today, the total complete of NCLTs, most of the posts are outsourcing. They are taking casual approach. So once the technology is there, the manpower is also not required. No paperwork, no filing work, no preservation work. All data is stored in the RAM, random access memory. Thus, AI tools seem to help non-discrimination decision making. At points, AI made mistake, for instance, in identifying the foreign citizen. The human operator corrected this AI and tool was able to learn from this. Sometimes AI is mistakes will give. Once it is corrected in future, it will be rectified. It will be rectified. AI ability to learn, improve over time shows AI tool may be useful at the points insolvency process. While valid concerns, AI discriminantly evaluates the decisions. Because of this, decision making cannot be coded into the system. AI tool in Colombia, particularly bankruptcy, shows that there are efficiencies that can be gained automating non-discriminatory decisions. Today, in the coming days, definitely in India also, we will use the AI tools widely. This is because of the verifying the complete simple matter of ticking the checklist. AI tools particularly relied upon the possibility of decisions. And the fact a company is in distress can access the formal insolvency with the minimum judicial intervention is also considerable advantages. Once you are adopting that AI tools, even judicial time will also be reduced drastically. That particularly the tech power ADR, alternative dispute resolution. This value, particularly ADR mediation, that is facilities are also available in technology. Alternate dispute resolution facility is also available with the help of the tech powered. Mediation has played a role in corporate insolvency cases jurisdiction like United States for many years. Recent push by contract arbitration insolvency is not common, although there has been some academic interest in the potential use. Mediation has specific advantage for the insolvents. Overall, mediation makes possible to avoid some inherent shortcomings, cost, publicity, lack of the flexibility, all these things. And these are the latest developments that are happening in different this one. Data's problematic financial situation hinders the business. How the particular data's business is interrupted. If you are using the AI tools, definitely it gives some picture about how the data is turned into bad and mediation strong incentive both parties engage in that is also there. All these things, particularly this before be giving the insolvent aim of avoiding insolvency. Mivarok or Walters further explain, they are explaining that early intervention of the first sign of distress. Today, most of the companies, once the default was happened long back, the financial creditors are filing the case after so many months, sometimes 1 year or 1.5 years. Today, if you see the default, original default date in the filing of application of the financial creditor, every financial creditor, they have filed the case after 1.5 years or so, which is not correct. By that time, the health of the company will deteriorate and it is difficult to handle by the IRPs or CIRP like that. So this alternative dispute resolution is always the best when compared to this one. This alternative dispute, the dispute resolution, online dispute resolution is also there. Online dispute resolution is also there. That is also one software, and they will give the permutations and combinations. One of the most well-developed examples of Canada, the British Columbia Civil Resolution Tribunal provides a diagnosis of a dispute, basically legal advice, help drafting and form of the customized templates. This is also based on the technology driven only. The advice initial stages go beyond the this one. Best alternative negotiated dealing, but that also softwares are there and it fails avail them services. If ADR is not successful, civil resolution tribunal will making the ruling. This system is currently available for some categories of the case. So here the final conclusion is we have to masterize particularly the AU in total with the help of the information available with the IU. And one day it is not possible. 1 week, daily, 1 hour, if at all we are spending to update the knowledge, particularly what are the various screens, what are the benefits, what are the visible benefits in CIRP or the liquidation or individual insolvency process. And if at all you are going to handle the case, that day one, once you are they understand the concepts and the fees, the uploading information, how to upload all these things, then that day one, if you use the information, lot of visible and invisible benefits are there. Not only that one, technology to be upgraded. Your technology skills are to be upgraded by learning the artificial intelligence or machine learning or application program interface or the blockchain technology, etc., etc. Once you are updated the knowledge, definitely in your particularly assignment, if you imbibe or if you introduce the technology, the cost as well as the time saving will also be there. So with this, I'm concluding. Thank you very much for ICSI IIP for giving me an opportunity to discuss a brief on the information utility and the various practices that are adopted in different countries. Thank you very much, sir. Wish you all the best in your professions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good to
Thank
have
you
you.
very much, sir, for such a nice session.
Ma'am, I have one question, please, for you.